Hello. These days I spend more and more time in my Wiltshire home and the pub I own, thinking about all the big problems in the world and some smaller ones that annoy me. Luckily, there's a place I can go to solve them all, or at least try. My shed.
Right.
It's here that I have the tools.
Let's just saw some wood up.
The tea. And a couple of other highly competent blokes.
Very good. Brace yourself.
Who've agreed to help me rid the world of problems.
Is she getting a ticket out?
Great.
Dirty fly tippers.
And small.
The cereal has gone soggy.
I'll also have to take on other people's problems.
What is wrong with Peter?
He used to make a sound and now he doesn't.
By which I mean the locals at my pub who are always bringing me stuff to mend.
Is it a train set?
So join us and our excitable crew who will capture our endeavours.
That was epic.
As we create, make,
That feels like a terrible thing we've just done.
repair,
So it's never worked.
Not in my lifetime.
and repurpose in my shed-load of ideas.
What do you think? This is just brilliant.
Here in Wiltshire, I have time to reflect on those issues that concern us all, such as how to preserve this beautiful landscape, the muse of England's poets and artists.
The rustling hedgerow, the delightful babbling brook and the abject weeping willow, the heart of the idyll that nestles in the breast of every English man and woman. Oh, and the fly-tipping site, the blight of town and country alike. These people disgust me.
There are over 1 million fly-tipping incidents reported in the UK each year, and they cost local authorities hundreds of millions of pounds to tidy up. It's a huge problem, but no problem is too huge for me and my two very handy right-hand men, my trusty engineer Sim with his big ideas.
Some kind of pivot from this point, anywhere between here and here.
And my ever-ready carpenter, Tony the Tool.
Don't worry, I'll just do everything over here. You carry on chatting.
And so to my large and well-equipped workshop where the very practical magic happens.
So we've decided that our revenge on fly tippers should be poetic. It is a fly trap, or a fly tipper trap, if you like, taking our inspiration from good old school fly paper, which is this stuff. It's really like a very big piece of sticky paper, and you hang it up in your house. Flies fly into it because they're stupid, their brains are absolutely minute, and they stick to it. Ha! And that's the end of them. So we want to do something similar, but that acts on human beings, which means... Oh, God. Which means we need a sticky substance that will trap them.
We'll leave Simmy to search for something sticky enough to catch our human flies, as Tony and I move next door to start work on the actual trap.
Now we have to devise the trap itself, how it will be, what would the trendy word be, delivered. It's Tony's idea, so Tony will explain.
Collapsible cattle grid.
Oh,
So we take a sheet of 8x4,
yes.
we build a frame around it, 2 supports, all our sticky stuff in the middle here, box section, forming a grid, holes attached by string, go into 2 pulleys, and go that way to a single pulley with a mechanism that pulls and collapses.
Why is the cattle grid there? Is there a gate?
To stop cattle.
No, I know what it does. But it's not...
Yes, so it's usually you dump it. Usually I've heard people who dump things, dump it in a field.
So the van pulls up, people get out with the sofa, say, and they walk across the cattle grid, which is positioned in front of a gate and therefore is perfectly normal because you get cattle grids in front of gates. They throw the sofa into the fly tipping area and it triggers a weighted mechanism. We haven't quite worked that bit out yet, have we? Which through this pulley system, concertinas the cattle grid like a Venetian blind, exposing the sticky stuff. The panicking fly tippers run back to their van through here and are stuck like flies on flypaper. That's basically it, isn't it?
Easy.
Right, so should we put this on the floor and do a bit of spacing out?
Yeah. Let's just rough it out.
Tony and I start laying out the steel rods that will eventually become our cattle grid.
How far apart are the rails of a cattle grid? Does it depend on what sort of animals you've got? Because cows have got bigger paws than sheep, haven't they?
So obviously, if you're making one for an elephant, you could make them a little bit further apart.
Right, the dilemma is we have to balance authenticity, i.e. the spacing of the rails on the cattle grid, with the requirements of the mechanism, because it's got to pull all these together over here. And it's quite a weight, isn't it? It's a lot of steel. I think that gap is too big, but it could be bigger than that one, which it will be when they're evenly spaced. So there's no getting around this, Tony. We're going to have to do a bit of arithmetic.
So, for our 1,220mm wide cattle grid, we're going to need 10 bars 107.7mm apart. Yes, this is an exact science.
Oh, well, our arithmetic is spot on.
Well, nearly.
Nearly. OK, that's our cattle grid, correctly spaced out. Come in with the sofa. Yes, I think that's... You'd walk across it carefully because it's a cattle grid, because you tend to walk carefully across a cattle grid. I think we'll get away with that. Let's mark out the board with the exact positions of our roofing battens. We can fix those in place and go from there.
Right, so the concept looks good. We've just got to make the thing now. First, Tony and I construct the wooden base frame, keeping a close eye on our maths. Then we need a bit of help from Simmy to cut the steel rods so that Tony and I can drill very precise holes into them, which we'll thread rope through to collapse the grid, as long as we can keep up with Simmy's exacting standards.
So put the hole in the middle, right? I mean, look at that. How in the middle is that?
All is proceeding at pace until...
The problem is, well, there's no easy way of putting this, it's Tony. Sim has spotted that the board isn't perfectly square.
It's just I didn't cut the factory edge off because we were rushing.
I'll just recut these.
1,790, then.
Or thereabouts.
Thank you, Simmy. And once he's squared off our mistakes, Tony and I thread the poles together with rope, which will make this cattle grid collapsible.
Ow! What have you done to that?
We're going to have to flame it again.
And finally, we get to see if our cunning concertina plan actually works.
In 3, 2, 1...
Oh, that works.
Beauty!
It doesn't need that much force either.
Collapsible cattle grid success, but we still need to find some really sticky stuff to fill it with.
We also have to drill all the remaining pieces, devise the weighted mechanism that will close this, and we have to take the whole thing to a secret location in the countryside, fill it with our gunk, and then wait.
For now, though, we take a break from our war against fly tippers for a well-earned pint. And it's now, when I'm at the pub, that people start bringing me their broken stuff that they want me to mend. In fact, I'm so used to this, I take my toolbox to the pub every time I go.
Hello.
Hello, I'm Kirsty.
Hello, Kirsty.
Hi.
What have you got for us?
So I've got my teddy bear Peter. He's 53 years old.
Oh, younger than me.
Definitely younger than me. And apart from being utterly furless, what is wrong with Peter?
He used to make a sound sort of like a sheep, and now he doesn't. He's been in a loft for 35 plus years.
Poor sod.
Yeah.
Is it one of those where you do that and it...
Yeah.
You can hear it.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever that is.
Something's moving.
Yeah.
What noise did it make?
It was like a sheep, like a bar.
I think, well, I do know somebody who used to run a thing called Teddy Bear Hospital, and these old bears, they've usually got a moving weight and some sort of bellows. They used to be classified as squeakers and growlers.
All right.
One of them had a reed, and the other one had...
Some kind of diaphragm or...
Yeah, something like that. So you want us to try and make the sound work again?
If you could, that would be lovely.
And you've had him since you were... how old?
Before I was born, my grandmother gave it to my mother while she was pregnant with me.
So it predates you. The teddy was
Yeah.
waiting for you as you popped out of the womb.
He was.
And are these your initials?
They are my initials, yeah. My mum stitched them in because he used to go everywhere with me. I've got a picture of him, actually.
Oh, that's when he still had his fur. And his head was on properly.
Yes.
At what point did Peter lose his speech?
I have no idea. He's travelled with me. I was in the army and he came everywhere with me. And then he ended up in a loft and I thought I'd lost him. And then I got him back about 3 months ago and he doesn't make any sound.
How would you feel about us opening Peter up?
That's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
We'll have to ask you to sign a consent form
Absolutely.
and a do not resuscitate. Oh, look, there is my special superpower magnifying spectacles. And there is a scalpel.
Has this been opened before?
Not that I know of, no.
How are you feeling about this, Kirsty?
I'm slightly nervous.
Oh, swab. We found something that has not been exposed to the light since the early 1970s. Can I put my finger in? You might want to look away,
I am.
Kirsty. My God, it's huge.
We need a bigger hole.
We need a bigger hole. I'm actually getting nervous. Here it comes. Is that the noise it used to make?
Slightly.
But longer.
Longer, yeah.
Simi, afford him some dignity.
Sorry. God. We'll put him in the recovery position.
OK, we will take this back to the workshop, Kirsty. We will mend it, reinsert it in the bowels of Peter. Simi will stitch him back together. He will be returned to you, growling as he did in your youth, and you will never know, and neither will he, that anything had ever happened.
Excellent.
Either that or it will go wrong and we'll chuck him on the bonfire.
Please don't.
Will we be able to perform this important and life-saving operation? Will Peter growl again? Ah, Wiltshire, the beautiful countryside. But did you know that every 27 seconds somebody ruins it by fly tipping, causing damage to farmland and wildlife? Luckily, Tony, Simi and I have come up with a cunning plan involving a collapsible cattle grid that will expose a sticky substance beneath to stop our fly tippers in their tracks. Now we just have to select our gunk.
The options we have arrived at are corn flour, epoxy resin, and this one, which is a mastic, so it remains plastic and sticky. Is that right?
Yeah.
What should we try? Should we try corn flour? I mean, corn flour, isn't it thixotropic? So if they run across a corn flour mix quickly, they will simply
Go across it.
go across it. But if they amble across it,
Yes, they will sink.
Sink.
how much should we put in?
Let's put it all
Put
in.
it all in.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Corn flour is weird stuff, I think. I don't like using it in the kitchen.
It's useful, though.
It is useful. I mean, it's a crafty way to thicken up your cheese sauce.
That is quite... So it's solid, but if you put gentle pressure, you sink.
Oh,
So look,
quite nice, actually.
and then it just goes liquid.
The trouble with this is so much fun. You'd find millions of fly tippers just frolicking in your corn flour.
This corn flour and water goo is non-Newtonian, meaning it doesn't follow Newton's laws. as it can act as both a solid and a liquid. And handily for us, this ambiguity makes it very sticky.
Should we put it on the floor and put some shoe covers on? Who wants to try? We can try one each.
After you.
I'll do this one then, shall I?
Make sure you use the right foot.
Yeah, good thinking, Batman. So you've thrown your sofa away or your fridge or whatever. Fly tips. Nobody saw that. I'm off. It's not very good.
What's the drag on your foot there?
No, it's pretty grippy, but I don't know that you'll necessarily get stuck. The idea is that the fly tipper is stuck to the fly tipper trap. I mean, let's reserve judgment until we've tried a few other things. Shall we try the mastic? So it never sets.
No.
It remains plastic in the true sense and hopefully quite sticky.
Shall I?
Yes,
Yeah.
carry on.
It looks sticky.
Does look sticky.
This particular mastic forms an elastic, watertight sealant that sticks firmly to wood, metal, concrete, and, we hope, humans.
It smells fantastic. So has anybody got any Bob Dylan records? Right. Whose turn is it to try? You're going to do it, Tony?
Yeah,
go on, Tony.
Are you going to put both feet in?
Yeah, I don't want to get splashes of it on my trainers.
So, remember to method act. What are you dumping, Tony?
Telly.
The telly, OK.
Whoa, we've done that before.
Whoa!
Hey, that looked like it could be quite good.
Wow.
It's slippy as well. Really slippy.
That's really sticky.
Oh, that's pretty good.
It's very good.
So the mastic works, but because Simi hates to feel left out, we decide to let him test the epoxy resin option. Also, he's got a bit of a thing about shoe covers.
You ready, Sim?
Right.
With your big fridge and action.
I've got my fridge. Oh, over the hedge it goes. That's not very good.
It's not very good, is it? It's also all over the floor.
It is all over
Need
the
to
floor.
get it off the floor.
It's very slippery. So that's not ideal, is it?
No. It's rubbish. So to conclude this scene, men, because we've wanted to do it, you have one. Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1. The mastic is a clear winner. It's the stickiest.
Yeah.
We agreed.
Absolutely.
Right, so that's what we'll do.
Once that sticky mastic is added to our cattle grid fly trap, we may just be able to protect rural liddles up and down the country from the blight of fly tipping. But there's another danger threatening the countryside, and that's the worrying demise of pub games. As a landlord myself, I'm not keen on fruit machines and dreary pub quizzes. But what about revisiting one of the old standards?
The game of darts, it's essential to the formation of England's character, because without our prowess at darts, we wouldn't have been good at archery and defeated the French at Agincourt, for example. Now, this is a standard dartboard, probably the one you're familiar with. It's got doubles on the outside, trebles on the inner ring, and then a bull and a double bull. But there are other types of dartboard. For example, there is a Yorkshire dartboard, which only has the doubles. And then there's a Manchester dartboard, which has the numbers in a different order. There's also a Bath dartboard, which has some extra scoring areas around the outside, and so on and so on. Wiltshire does not have its own dartboard, so we thought maybe we'd come up with one. What do you think, Tony?
Yeah. What would you do, though?
When I was a kid, me and my brother used to play drop darts, where you put the dartboard on the floor. We actually used to do it out of the bedroom window with the dartboard down below in the garden. Let's try holding it by the... Oh, shot. Is it in?
No, it's 25.
Miles off.
Yeah.
I mean, it involves a lot of bending down, though. What if the dartboard starts rotating? Imagine how difficult it would be to throw at a rotating darts board.
Yeah, we could do that. That'd be fun.
Obviously, because we are, in fact, engineers, we need to test out the concept.
OK, so stand on the ocky, but about 2 feet back from the ocky.
Oh, I don't want to throw darts at you like that.
No.
Oh,
You ready?
you having a laugh?
No. Yes, 3 on the board.
OK, now it's my turn.
Crap rolling.
Crap.
It's supposed to go
You
over
deflected it with your first dart.
So the rotation idea works, but not rolling the board. Now we need Simmy's help to try and make the board rotate in space.
there. Should we have a beer?
Good idea.
While Tony and I head off for a pint, Simmy throws himself into creating a mechanism that will rotate our Wiltshire dartboard. First, he attaches a rotary switch to a wooden frame, and then he rigs up a variable speed controller before, after a quick swig, soldering together a small motor with a manual switch. Then he attaches a battery, has another essential beer break, and finally tests the rotating mechanism that will eventually attach to the dartboard, which we'll try out later, once Sim's joined us in the garden for another pint. Exciting. You find me back in my Wiltshire pub, and for good reason. There isn't enough entertainment in the pub, especially since I've banned Morris dancers and minstrels. So we're looking at how to refresh the greatest of all pub games.
With the introduction of the Wiltshire dartboard, allow me to show it to you. Here it is, hanging on the wall at the regulation height, with the 20 at the top, where you'd expect my 2 players, if you'd like to take the ocky, gentlemen, and you will remember where you were when you first saw this, because the game of darts was changed forever. There it goes. The rotating Wiltshire dartboard. Doesn't look like much, but it makes the game extremely difficult, and let's be honest, it wasn't easy to start with. We're playing highest score 3 darts, your throw, sir.
It's making me dizzy.
Here's the 20, but it's going round and round, you see, because it's the Wiltshire dartboard. Rubbish.
Oh, he's going for the bull. Oh, it's tricky.
43. 12.
Oh,
19.
Oh, rubbish.
James, come on, do your best.
Oh,
hang on.
and again.
34.
Yeah. Oh.
No.
No. No. Right, I'm speeding it up for round 2.
Oh.
Oh,
yes!
Wow! Should we reverse?
Oh.
Oh, he's got 60. Oh, and that.
I do believe
what am I
that
gonna
missed
do?
the ball, James.
I've only got this one left, and I have to score 29 or more. That means the winner is Sim.
But this invention wasn't meant just to entertain the 3 of us. It has to work on the seething, roaring mass that is the general public.
Let's see if any of the locals would like to play Wiltshire darts. No.
It's not looking good.
Well, yes, you're right.
Not ideal.
It's not good. It's 24. But that's nothing.
You so tried.
5, 6, 10. Congratulations. That's truly terrible. 8. Oh dear. That's 17, sir. That's very poor. I hope you don't mind me saying.
Scores may be low, but the game is a huge hit with the regulars, and also, it turns out, with our film crew, with producer Lucy very keen to play.
You've thrown it away.
As everybody rushes to stand in front of the board for their own safety, it's probably time to sum this up.
I'm not entirely sure what to say about Wiltshire darts, apart from that it's excellent. Thank you for watching.
That's one successful step along the path to revitalise British pub entertainment. And I've got plenty more ideas up my sleeve. But now, we must return to the pressing matter of Kirsty's bear, who, after years in the loft, has lost his growl. And Simmy and I have been entrusted with the weighty task of giving Peter his voice back.
Right, viewers, our mission today is to provide Peter the bear, beloved of Kirsty, with a more impressive one of those. According to Kirsty, it was originally louder and longer, and we may be able to improve the sound as well. We've never done this before, oddly.
First, we need to remove Peter's growl box to see how it works.
What if we made that just twice as long, and this twice as long, and then you'd get a longer...
So it is. It's like...
Oh, God. It's got a very simple reed there, similar to something you would find in a crude musical instrument. And this seems to be some sort of very, very simple amplifier. We could remake that
bigger.
much bigger and much longer.
There's a lot of room.
There's tons of it. It could go right down to his and up to his neck. So we could, we could put an enormous growler in there.
Yes.
Right, that's the plan. We're going to remake it bigger and better, which in terms of a teddy bear growl means longer.
To see if we can give Peter a larger, longer growl, Sim and I want to see what happens when we elongate the soundbox's journey by throwing it down the longest tube we can find, 3 metres of cylindrical polyvinyl chloride,
Is everybody ready?
also known as a drain pipe.
Let her go.
I think it needs to be totally upright.
That was epic!
Nice.
We're trying with a shorter length.
Yes.
So Peter's growler needs to be... Yeah.
Okay.
Now we've established how big we can make Peter's new growler, we cut it to size.
Let's just see how long a growl we get. It's got to be a bit slower than that.
To slow the movement of the growler and thus lengthen the growl, we need some sort of fabric cap with holes punched through.
That's a bit on the wonk, isn't it? I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, no one's ever going to see it because it's going to be deep in Peter's bowel, apart from all the people watching it on television, obviously.
I think to get a result, we need to tape this onto the end to seal that one end.
The noise goes in that way.
Yeah. Well, how can that...
Is there a plan B at this point?
No.
Okay.
Anyway, we're not going to give up.
Luckily, Simmy, ever the optimist, has an idea that might help create the sound, and it involves a pair of black rubber gloves.
We're making a replacement bellow. The old one is a rather elaborate. We're not sure what material it is. It's almost like a waxed paper, but it has been ironed so that it has effectively a helix in it. So it's ironed in 2 directions. So it's got ridges on the outside and the inside, but that seems unnecessarily complicated in a world of modern materials such as rubber gloves. So we're making it out of the rubber glove.
The theory here is that the rubber glove should fill with air and force it past the reed, which makes the sound.
Okay, are we ready?
I'm slightly...
How can that not work? The addition of the bellows has made
Let's have a look.
the growler stick in the tube.
Oh, is that what it's doing?
So feeble.
Situation update on Peter the Teddy.
Situation update is that since Peter the bear was admitted to our bear growler hospital, his condition has deteriorated quite significantly. Some of his stuffing's come out. He's got a massive wound in his spine and his voice doesn't work anymore. But apart from that,
It's not easy, is it?
I hate this bear.
So, our attempts at repairing Peter's existing growl box have run adrift. But we can't let Kirsty and her precious bear down. And so, after some deliberation, Sim and I decide that desperate times call for desperate measures.
Are you sitting comfortably, children? Kirsty had a very special bear called Peter, and Peter could growl like a proper grown-up bear. But one day, Peter's growl failed, and Kirsty sent poor Peter to Simmy and James to be repaired. It's proved rather difficult because Peter's reed is bent and worn out, his bellows have perished. But of course you know all that, children, because you've been on this incredible adventure with us. But now, Simmy and James have had to do something they've never done before on this show, which is order a spare part and fit that instead. Here it is, commercially available growler from a bear specialist. Peter can growl again. And now, Mr. Oakley the surgeon is going to sew it into Peter, and nobody need ever know. It's our secret. Here you go, Sim.
Thank you very much.
Once Simmy has sewn up the patient, we'll send him to convalesce, the bear I mean, before returning him to Kirsty, as good as new. Well, almost. You rejoin us in Wiltshire, where I'm coming up with ideas to solve problems big and small that bother us all. Whether that's fly tippers ruining the glorious countryside, or that your lunch is just lacking that certain something.
We have identified a problem, which is that you go out to a pub or a restaurant and you have some food and it's all jolly nice, but you think, I'd like a little bit of garnish on that. What if you could take the garnish with you and then you could garnish whatever it was you were eating wherever? So we thought, why not incorporate them into an item of clothing, to wit, a hat? You see, this rests very conveniently on your head. If the brim were full of soil and herbs, you could merely pluck one and add it to your cheesy pasta. So, join me as we make the world's first herb hat. This is harder than it looks. The problem I'm experiencing is that the brim of the hat is not as deep as the typical English garden herb bed.
So maybe we need to get rid of some
And maybe
bigger.
make the soil a bit wetter.
But don't I have to retain the root?
Yes, but if you just... So if we get rid of those boys and keep that one in its root...
What,
we
and
trim that
discard
off.
those?
I think snip that off.
I always have my comedy carrot-shaped Japanese scissors in my pocket, fortunately. Snip those off. We're now getting somewhere with the herb hat, compacted soil and a sprig of basil. I've been in television quite a long time now. I think it's about 25 years. And because I understand the basics of television, I know that we're going to skip forward to a comedy shot of me approaching my own pub with a hat full of herbs on my head.
And here I am.
Afternoon.
Afternoon.
Ham, egg and chips.
Yes.
Epic.
Nice hat, James.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're rocking that.
Sorry. There's a bit of a breeze. Would you like some garni?
Have you got any coriander?
I have. I believe it's there, isn't it?
Yes.
May I?
Yes, of course. Here are the exquisite Japanese scissors.
Thank you.
Sim, anything you'd like with your...
A little basil would be nice.
Basil is... Oh.
Can Tony reach that? Oh, oh.
Is that enough?
Yeah. That's... Oh,
I think ham, egg and chips, I'd like a few chives on my eggs and my chips.
Allow me. Here you go.
Thanks awfully. What do you think of my hat? I mean, be honest.
Well, honest.
Yeah.
I mean, you look like Wurzel Gummidge, but...
It's a bit Morristown-y, isn't it?
It's actually very useful.
It's a top hat. See what I did there? I'd say this works. It's a little uncomfortable, but it's very achievable at home. All you need is a hat, some nutrient-rich soil, some herbs, a low sense of self-esteem. Robert's your mother's brother. Next, spice shoes.
No, that's ridiculous. Shoes covered in spices would just look stupid. Meanwhile, here are some lovely shots of the Wiltshire countryside, and we're hoping to keep it that way with our cunning invention to stop the curse of fly tipping.
We return to the fly tipper fly trap. Fly tipping is becoming a blight. In the countryside, we have devised a way of catching people in the act. It is essentially a fly trap. It's based on the idea of a retracting cattle grid that exposes a very sticky substance that traps the miscreants so that they can be apprehended and then they can pay their debt to society. Now, in a previous instalment, we proved the principle of the retracting cattle grid, and now we've set it up in this fly tipping area. It's already full of junk. It's a very popular location, you know, sawhorses, old records players, speakers, badminton bats and so on, and amongst it a fairly typical old bicycle. Or is it? No, it isn't. It is actually the trigger mechanism for the whole thing. Let me explain to you how it works. When our fly tippers approach, they walk over the cattle grid, which is closed and it's outside a gate. They suspect nothing and they lob whatever it is, their bread maker, whatever, over here, and it hits this trigger string. This trigger string, via this pulley here, pulls on this hinged piece of wood, which releases the front brake of the bicycle. The front wheel, now free to rotate, begins to rotate under the tension of this bungee cord until the sledgehammer, which is attached to the wheel, passes top dead center, and then gravity does its work. The rotation of the wheel and the extra torque provided by the sledgehammer operates this pulley system, which retracts the cattle grid. They think we got away with that, run away, stuck, we turn up with clubs and beat them to death. Now, we're going to test this out with some fictitious fly tippers. This is not real, this is a setup, but me, Tony and Simi, to see if it works, are going to watch from over there behind the wall. If you didn't understand the explanation, don't worry, we're filming it all with little cameras and we'll do a slow motion action replay and you can see it all working in graphic detail. Right, are we ready? Let's prime the trap.
So, a few redesigned and repurposed bits of junk could, if we've got our calculations correct, trigger our trap and catch some fly tippers in the world's first ever fly tipping fly trap.
Quite sticky.
Patent pending.
Right, I think we can go and hide.
So, the trap is set, and as if by magic, a mysterious van pulls up.
Oh, he's stopping. He is. Ooh. Oh, he's got to be one. That's a really tatty van. That's always a sign.
He's getting out.
Oh, they've got hoodies on.
Oh, look at them, dirty fly tippers.
Yes, dirty fly tippers that do look remarkably like members of our crew.
What is it? What is it? Washing machine?
It's a bloody
Mattress. God.
over the cattle grid. Go on. There you go.
Yes. Oh.
Gotcha!
That's so good.
It works.
Oi, fly tippers. You're in a fly trap and you're going down.
Oh, well done, men. That is fantastic.
That's a good job.
That's an absurd idea, but it works.
And as promised, here it is in glorious slow motion. It may be a prototype, but the principle is sound. Fly tippers can be caught like flies in a trap, and that is engineering and poetic success. So we've solved fly tipping, pub entertainment, garnishing on the move, but we've really struggled trying to fix Peter the bear, whose growler was no longer fit for purpose.
I never imagined I would end up being involved in the repair of a teddy bear. I was expecting clocks or lawnmowers, you know.
Not teddies.
Not a teddy bear. What a pain. I'll be quite glad to see the back of him.
Oh, Miss Peter.
I can see the back of him now. I don't know how she's going to react when we admit that we haven't really mended him as such. What happens if she throws one?
I don't think she will.
You don't think so?
No.
What we've actually done here is a transplant.
We have.
And a successful one. And that's really the cutting edge of teddy bear medicine. Hello. Have a seat.
Nice to see you again.
Hi. Here is Roger. Peter. Have you missed him?
I've missed him a lot.
Have you?
I have.
Well, it's strange. We've become very familiar with Peter. He's been a constant lurking presence in our lives and looked after very carefully, of course.
I'm glad you did.
Well, do you want to know what we've done?
Yes, please.
Well, Simi began the quite difficult operation with a long incision down his spine.
Yeah.
And then we successfully removed his growler.
Yes.
And that's where things became a bit difficult. It had sort of disintegrated a bit, and his growl wasn't very strong anymore.
No.
And we looked at making a longer tube and a bigger bellows. We tried various fabrics. We tried a rubber glove. It was
Sounds
too
a bit complicated.
It was complicated. He was on the table for hours, and at one point we thought we might lose him.
Bless him.
Eventually, we consulted, a consultant teddy bear surgeon.
Yeah.
Who said, I'm afraid he had to have a new growler. So he's had a transplant.
Okay.
But if you'd like to tip him on his back...
Oh, it's the same. It sounds exactly the same. Oh. Oh, it does. It sounds exactly the same.
If you tip him right back and wait for a bit for the growler to extend, and then it sounds just like a telephone. Good. So you're pleased.
Very pleased. Thank you so much. Oh, so good.
Well, I'm delighted that you're pleased.
I'm very pleased because I thought I'd lost him for a long, long time, and now he sounds exactly like he did when I was a child. So, yeah, he's quite emotional.
Well, you can take him back to your home and enjoy the rest of your lives together.
I will. Thank you so much. It's really appreciated.
That's okay. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bring him back when his head falls off.
Can you see her? She's properly delighted.
That bear is loved. And if we as humanity could love each other the way Kirsty loves that bear, everything would be okay. Apart from for me.